Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Daniel here from Miracle Trading. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to use the midnight opening price. So let's talk about the midnight opening price and its principles. So the midnight opening price comes at 12 o'clock Eastern time, um, and it is the starting line for the algorithmic daily cycle. All right, so whenever price is above the opening price, this is when we're in a premium, and this is where we are going to look for shorts. All right, so this is an amplified premium area, meaning um it's just whenever we're above the opening price, we're in a premium. But we're going to be looking at some examples how to look at it in different types of ways, so just keep that in mind. And the same goes for when we're looking to go long. Whenever price is below the midnight opening price, this is where we are in a discount. All right. What I mean by amplified is like it's an imaginary discount area. All right. So like we will see. So without these levels, you're trading a vacuum, meaning this is like a roadmap. So I have it on my charts every day. Uh, every time I trade, I have my opening price of midnight on my chart, so I know where I'm at. Um, when it comes to price and when it comes to the direction. So of course, all of these has to get in line with the daily bias and a lot of bunch of other stuff that you're gonna figure out. But so let's take a look at this first example right here. So this is one of them, which is the midnight opening price and AMD, a classic accumulation, manipulation, and distribution, also known as a classic ICT, classic sell day, right? So we can see the midnight opening price comes at here. We had a run on stops and then we just moved down lower. So if we add some annotations to our chart, it will look something like this. So we have buy side liquidity resting above here. We take that out, buy a little tiny bit right here, but then we push much higher. Midnight opening price comes in here, and then what do? We accumulate, and then we manipulate, and then we distribute, right? So now, if you want to take an entry, as you can see, price did not sell off right here, or straight right here. Why? Because price is in a premium above the midnight opening price. All right. And what smart money, what do they want to do? They want to sell in premium and buy in discount. So this right here is when you're willing to go short, but we don't have any clear confirmation until this displacement to the downside. And then we do what? We do a retest and then we continue lower and distribute lower to these sell side liquidity. Let's say you missed this entry. Will you be anticipating for price to come back above the midnight opening price again? No. Why? Because the major target has been already hit right here, and then it did its accumulation manipulation right here. So we could be anticipating a move to this level right here, but nothing above the midnight opening price, because this will invalidate the whole point of this big move. All right. So this is just a classic use of the midnight opening price. And we also can see that we have relative equal lows down here and also down here. And also all these relative equal lows as well. These accumulation areas right here. So let's let's go into the next example right here, which is the midnight opening price and liquidity. Right. So we have the midnight opening price come at here, and what do we see? We see a lot of things going on here. We see all of these CBs forms, and then we see midnight opening price just opens with a manipulation to the down move, just straight downward. Maybe took out some liquidity on the left side right here, took out some liquidity down here, and then we came back up. Maybe engineered some liquidity down here, and then we had an aggressive stop hunt right here, taking out these lows right here, and then we had a displacement to the upside. So if we put the annotation on the chart, it will look something like this. We took out the sell side and we had displacement to the upside. We have institutional order flow entry drill right here. We have all of these SIBIs. We have these buy side relative equal highs and this little fair value gap slash SIBI right here, and this right here, and this high right here. All right. So when we see this right here and we see this wick creating this institutional order flow entry drill, we have to know that the algorithm is now in a hurry, so we will not be anticipating to get back to this fair value gap down here. At least if we enter right here, somewhere around here, we don't want to see price get down to the below the consequent encroachment of this fair value gap right here. We also have a breaker right here, right? So what is resting above here? We have all of these tiny little buy-side liquidity pools right here, and this swing high right here. So midnight opening price just opened with a manipulation or just a down move, creating all of these imbalances right here. So if you would go long here, you would be targeting these highs, inefficiencies, and at last the midnight opening price, because the midnight opening price can be used as several things. For example, you can use the midnight opening price as entries or as an exit or as a confirmation or as a roadmap. You can use it. It's very helpful, and it's just like a roadmap. It's like a compass. All right, so we have the midnight opening price and reversal. So this one is my favorite. This one is when the midnight opening price opens and then we see is just tiny little candles just going upwards. All right. All we see is midnight opening price opens, and then we do see is just bullish small candles like this with no displacement. You see that this is when we are accumulating and manipulating the other side, right? So this is what I call a um upwards accumulation. Okay, so what do we have here? I want you to take a good look at the chart. We have these relative equal lows down here. We have these down here. All right. We have this big gap right here. And we have this right here. So this being the buy side liquidity, it's taken out, wick above it, close below it. That's an indicator. Probably SMT right here. Filled this gap, 50%, relative equal lows, and then this busy right here, which you could target, and we have these low resistance liquidity run right here, these low resistance liquidity down here, and we have this busy, so we can target the busy quadrant, maybe the 25% nailed perfectly, the 50% got smashed, and the full TP right here, for instance. So in a scenario like this, you would not be going long here, here, or here, right? Why? Because this is both a mix of the midnight opening price and the AMD, the classic AMD, and this reversal pattern right here. So as I said, you can't just be shorting above the midnight opening price and buying below, because right here we can see this is a beautiful example. We're below the midnight opening price, so it makes sense with all of the other confluences. It makes sense to go long. All right, this one right here, it only makes sense to go short in here. All right, we can't go long in here just because we're seeing midnight opening price and we see price below it. Right, and it doesn't mean we cannot short here because we are not above the midnight opening price. So these scenarios, these examples, they vary, so you have to be careful. So the same goes here. The midnight opening price, we are above it. All right, But right here, it doesn't mean we're beneath it and I'm gonna go long and we just took out liquidity. All right, so right here, it makes sense to go short. We're above the midnight. We're in premium. We're in premium from this high to this low. This is the 50%. We filled this gap, right? Got buy side. So it will not make sense to go bullish in this fair value gap right here. Or take this inversion trade right here. But this one right here. All right. So thank you for watching. If you found this insightful, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, turn the notification on, and then make sure to follow and check out all of my um, accounts on social media. Comes under the name of MRCLENQ on all platforms. So until next time, be safe.